welcome back.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us during our second recap. This week we are going to be reviewing guilt-free breaks. How many of us feel guilt sometimes when it's time for a break or a vacation? Okay, not all of us.
No. But let's talk about it. Because some people are, they love their job and they workaholics. And some people, they feel bad when it's like, oh, maybe I should be working.
Okay, well, oftentimes I feel a piece of guilt when it's time for me to take a break. As much as I look forward to taking my break, sometimes I just feel like there's always work to be done. There's always something I need to do. And why should I be enjoying myself when I have a million things on my to-do list? So we're going to get...
Okay.
We feel differently.
We definitely feel differently. But I'm very curious to see how this conversation goes. Where it go? What we going to say? Let's find out.
Oftentimes, people feel different ways when it comes to breaks and guilt.
Exactly. Because when I take a break, I don't feel no kind of way about not doing no work, no nothing. But she feels very different.
However, when I take a break, oftentimes I feel the pressures of my to-do list. And I really needed to find balance within my breaks and my vacation because they're well overdue. So let's get into some tips and tricks on how we manage our guilt-free vacations.
Exactly.
So one of the first things I like to do is I like to prioritize my time. I like to prioritize my task list. So for my task for this week I will be listing and writing out all the things that I need to do or would like to accomplish on my break. Whether it's things that I want to do on my leisure or my must-do things. So prioritizing my to-do list plays a major part in me resting during my vacations and my breaks.
I like that. I kind of do something similar where I don't have like a whole list of tasks, but I do try to, obviously every teacher has a list of tasks, but I try to pick like one main thing that I feel like if I can get this one thing done during my break, then that'll really kind of help me at least on the very first day or the first few days back. So that could look like my goal being just plan like 3 lessons for that first week of coming back, right? I feel like that would be my one goal for the break. And then, just work on that a little bit every day.
Okay.
But I like that.
Yeah, for me, when I prioritize, I do a little bit of work each day. So I will just schedule whether it's going to be morning productivity or my afternoon productivity block. And then I'll try to pull a few things off my to-do list, whether it's work-related, business-related, or a part of my personal life. And I would just plot them as I see fit.
Okay, because she loves some data. Okay, she loves tracking her progress. I love it. What's next?
Actually, that is something that is true. That's another part of my awareness, about part of my knowing. When I know when I have to take a break, it allows me to take that break guilt-free. When I know the things that I have to do to get done so that I can take my break guilt-free, I like to do all those things because, yes, I love to scratch off a thing that has been done. I like to see my many accomplishments.
Yes. I feel like accomplishment is a key part of being happy and kind of, being relaxed. Last week we talked about self-care and, fighting burnout. So I like that you have, even over your break, just like some many things to do to keep you boosted. And I feel like that's a good strategy to have. I do that a little bit, but for me, when it's time for a break, my main priority is doing things that I enjoy because I feel like during the work week, it's really hard to find space or pockets, at least for me, to do the things that I really love, be that, going outdoors or going to a movie or, you know what I'm saying, doing a puzzle, something that I feel would make me smile, make me laugh. It's hard to do that when you're in the day-to-day grind of a work week. So when it comes time for a break, I'm just like at least once a day or for the majority of the days of my break, I got to get out of the house at least once and do something that I feel like I'm going to enjoy, that I feel like that's going to make me smile. So that way, when I come back from my break, I was like, yes, I really had fun on that break. I really did some stuff.
Okay. Another thing that I like to do to break guilt-free is I like to reflect. When I look back on the things that I've accomplished up until that point, it gives me the boost I need and it lets me know like this break is well deserved. You worked really hard. It's just like, Joy, you doing a good job. Joy, you doing a good job.
Exactly.
So yes, my reflection helps a lot. It lets me just rest guilt-free.
I love that. I feel like that's something I would like to do more of, is reflecting on what my accomplishments are. I feel like sometimes it's hard to give yourself a kudos or a compliment when you're just like, go, 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 go. So I like the slowing down to kind of reflect and, think about what you did so far. I think that's really amazing. For me, when I'm thinking about reflecting and just kind of thinking about how far I've come, I usually try to reflect on what am I doing kind of like in my day-to-day routine that I could be doing more efficiently. So for me, I like to have a very like seamless morning and evening routine right before work, right after work. So that way, I can sleep as much as possible, because I don't take middle of the day naps and I wake up early anyway. So my nighttime sleep is it's a serious thing. So I like to reflect on, okay, what kind of things could I do a little bit different when I go back to work to make my morning time routine a little bit faster so I can sleep in a little bit more. Same thing with the evening. What can I do to get my evening time wrapped up really quickly so I can just chill a little bit more? I feel like that really makes me feel like, okay, I'm still accomplishing the things I need to accomplish, but it's going by fast enough so I can get to the things I want to do.
Yes. However, I schedule in my daytime naps. I like my evening rest. I do love a midday nap. Yes. That's why I have to prioritize my tasks so I can pencil in nap time.
I love it. I wish I could nap. One day. I'm going to get into it.
But yes, my three major components to have a guilt-free break or guilt-free vacation is prioritizing my tasks, reflecting on my accomplishment, and just knowing when it's time to take a pause for the cause.
Yes, absolutely. Mine is, first and foremost, I need to have an efficient routine so I can sleep as much as possible. Number 2, I got to get out and do something fun that I enjoy that's going to make me smile. And then also do try to be, a little productive. She's very productive. I can be just a little bit productive and still not feel guilty about taking a break. So at least one thing for me, Martina, if you do a thing, you have accomplished something great. So that's how I like to take my breaks.
And this is why, the teamwork, okay? I love the balance you provide for me.
It makes the dream work, is what they said.
Yes.
Let's get into our favorite segment. I feel like I love this segment so much. This is the crazy things that our kids have said to us. And I'm not going to lie, this week, we had to dig. I had to dig to find some funny anecdotes. Because, when kids ready for a break, it ain't nothing funny about it. But I found some gems. So let's get into the first one. One happened to me earlier this week, early in the week. One of my students, he comes into our classroom for like his morning check-ins. And the first thing he said to me when he came in, he goes, Miss, you don't wear a mask no more. You just never wear a mask. I was like, wait a minute. I wear a mask sometimes. Sometimes I forget, but I wear a mask sometimes. And he was like, no, you don't wear a mask because you just want the Rona. You just want 7 days off so you can have a vacation. I said, I do want to quarantine, but that's not why. No, I be trying to wear my mask. But also I'm vaccinated, so I don't know. But that one really tickled me. He said, he knew in my spirit that I was ready for a vacation. And he said, and you trying to get the Rona so you can quarantine. I was done. I was so done.
Well, let's see. I too had to dig deep. They weren't really bringing it funny. This week. It was a lot of positive self-talk, I can say. That's something that I push a lot in my classroom, just to create the positive dynamics that I have with my students. Sometimes we don't uplift and encourage ourselves, just to be quite honest. We get kind of hard and down on ourselves. And I have a student that sometimes have outbursts and we yell out things like, I hate you, or I hate myself, and it's just, it can get really intense from time to time. However, this time during my lesson, I was deep into my multiplication. I'm really feeling it. They were catching on. We were just having like a blast. And one of my students just yelled out, I love you, Miss Hall.
No, that's so cute.
And it was. I was literally taking it back because I wasn't ready. And not in the middle of my lesson.
Right, in the middle of a math lesson.
So I just had to take a pause. Like, you know what? I love you too. As a matter of fact, I love all of you.
Yes.
And yes, let's get back into it. So what's the rules when we multiply by 11, y'all?
I love it. She felt that in her spirit. She just needed to let you know in that moment.
And I received it. And also I gave it back. You know, I let her know I loved her too, and I love everyone else.
I love it. And keep it going. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I wish my kids was that beautiful, that cute. They ain't cute like that. They be really they be hitting each other with the punchlines, and sometimes I just don't even be ready for it. We just finished up a unit about like having a good heart, literally and figuratively. And we were reading a Harriet Tubman book. I forget what it's called, but like, because she has a good heart figuratively or whatever. But anyways, during one of those lessons, one kid, he was talking about how he really wants to go to Miami so bad. He was like, I want to go to Miami. I'm going to go there one day. I'm going to go without my parents and all of this.
Okay.
And another kid screamed out in the middle of the class, and how you going to get there? You going to walk thousands of miles like Harriet Tubman? Dog, I was not ready because, I mean, the screaming out in the middle of the class, you know, you gotta, your initial reaction is, wow, stop screaming out. But also, that was so funny. I had to turn my head and chuckle because it was a valid question. Because how you gonna get to Miami with no parents? You gonna walk the thousands of miles? I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
That was funny. That was a good one. Let me see. Yeah, my week, like I said, it was rather challenging. I had to actually dig for these gems, but it was a gem for me. Like we spoke last time, I'll wait. You know, that's in my teacher toolkit. I'll pull out a weight in a second. I pull out my weight badge, and so as I was waiting, they could tell my posture that I was waiting. I leaned back, crossed my arms, and I was waiting. And as I was waiting, a student yelled out, there's a time and a place. This is not the time to play, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, you're right. There is a time and a place. Let us focus because I'm waiting. And I appreciated that because they knew.
Because then we talked last week about how they are many yous. Because how many times has Joy said, this is not the time and the place. It's a time and a place for it. And they received it and gave it back. Because it's a time and a place, guys. Did they get themselves together?
They did. We have a field trip coming up, so of course.
Oh, yes.
They were ready, and I'm so glad that my little lieutenant called out.
It's not the time and the place. I love it. He gonna be a leader. This lieutenant, or he or she gonna be a leader.
That's what I'm breeding.
I love it. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. The last little gem that I want to share, is it a gem? Because low key, I'm kind of done and I'm through with it. But my kids have apparently been watching the Squid Games. I work with 4th graders, and if I never hear nothing else about Squid Games again, I'm gonna be all right. But when I supervise 4th grade recess, I just, I do laps to the perimeter of the playscape, and if I see a kid laying down on the ground, my go-to is, are you dead? Are you dying? Do you need some help? And normally they'd be like, oh no, I'm good, and they get up and keep playing. I walked over to one kid as he laying on the ground, ever so dramatically, arms outstretched. And I go, are you dead? Are you dying? Do you need some help? He goes, I got shot in the Squid Games. When I say I had to walk away. I had to walk away. Because now what do I say? Now I got to find something else. I got to find a different go-to. Because they are shot from the Squid Games, apparently. I don't know. But I'm done with the Squid Games.
Oh my
goodness. Have your kids been watching Squid Games? Do they know about it?
Yes. They draw on their skins, the little codes. I'm not exactly sure. The triangles, circles, and squares, that's what I see. And they tell me it's their currency or something. I tell them to go play with people who are interested. Because I'm not interested in that, so just go away from me with that, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of the games they play, I had a new student, and the transition back into the classroom has been very, very difficult on my student. My student cried cry so much until where they would become sick and started vomiting. Like that sad cry that I really don't want to be here. It's, you know, it was very difficult to watch. Nonetheless, you know, time and a place. We're in school now. There's a time for learning, and this is the time. And we were going back and forth with the tears and the vomiting and not feeling good, and the nurse trips, and the trip sent back because there's no temperature. The students making themselves vomit, so it was like really nothing much anyone could do. And so we finally got in contact with the caregivers to let us know that they were going to be on their way, but it was going to be close to dismissal. I let the student know, like, you know, can you just hold tight, just make it through this day. If we continuously come to school every day, it won't be as hard. Each day will get easier and easier. So finally, when the student got picked up early, the tears got even more dramatic because when I let the student know, like, okay, pack up your things, you know, your family's here to come and get you. The game that was played, the question that was asked. But why do I have to leave? I want to stay at school.
Oh my goodness.
I said, listen, after
crying all day to go home.
The time has come, and we're going to try this again next week, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Let's play next week, because we done playing for today.
What's happening? Oh my goodness.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't know what to do with that either. I would just be real, but it's time to go now. I don't know.
Yeah, so I packed a little snack, and I sit them on the way, and we'll see you again
in the future. Wow, your kids. Okay, interesting.
It was an interesting week.
My kids too. They all a mess, but we love them nonetheless.
Thank you all for joining us during our weekly recap.
Yes.
This is our guilt-free break recap edition, and just so that we all know, we all are people. We all have feelings.
Yes.
Some of us feel guilt when it's time to take a break, and some of us does not. And it's okay. I mean, we have feelings, and feelings change. As long as we know that there's a way to combat all feelings, whether it's prioritizing our time, reflecting, just being aware and knowledgeable, and just taking a break because we deserve it.
Yes. I promise you have earned it. Whatever it is you do, whether you're a teacher, in an office, working from home, whatever it is, you have earned some you time, some relaxation time, some fun time. We all earned it.
Yes. So let's just, do you, guilt-free.
Yes. And enjoy it. Enjoy your time. We'll see y'all next week.